We're the Perez family. I'm Mario. This is my wife, Dora, the mother of my 4 amazing kids.
We've seen God move in many ways in our lives. We can testify in many ways. But in 2019, around fall time, probably around this time, I heard Pastor Jared testified in one of his preachings about how God made a way in a bill that they had, but they trusted God beforehand in their giving. And through that, then God made a way for them. And I remember sitting in the seat at CRC at the time and asking God, and I told God, I said, I want to see that for me, for my family. And I left kind of like, I know what I asked God, but kind of, we'll see if that happens, kind of whatever. And then I forgot about it. And this was kind of leading up to Giving Sunday at that time. Probably a little bit after that, Mario's company that he worked for, they went through transition in ownership, and they let go of all their contractors. So then he had no work. There was no more work for him, and we had no clue what our next season was going to look like. But in the meantime, we were praying for Giving Sunday. We were asking God, like, what are we going to give? Things were pretty tight. Giving Sunday came, and we gave that amount that we had prayed about. We prayed over it before giving, I think that Sunday. And we just asked God to, you do your thing. We trust in you because we know that in our giving, our trust in God grows. And then a little bit after that, we found out my daughter needed surgery. Our insurance wasn't going to cover much. And our estimated portion was going to be a little bit over $20,000. So we were like, well, she has to get it done. We're going to get it done. This is kind of like the new year, and I'm waiting for the bill to come in the mail, and it hasn't came. So a few weeks I call, and I'm, asking, hey, how much do I owe? I need to plan. I don't know what's going on. And the lady on the other side of the phone said, you owe $0. And I said, no. But you don't understand. They told me, and I even had a meeting with the finance lady, and they said it's gonna be this much, and she said, no, it says $0. And I kept asking, like, how or why, but you don't understand. And the lady on the other side of the phone kind of laughed and said, ma'am, I wouldn't ask any more questions if I were you. And I just sat back at that moment, and I felt the Holy Spirit just tell me, like, isn't this what you asked for? Isn't this what you asked of me? And that's where it's like, God is so amazing. He amazes us daily in the little. And it's like when we give of our time, our offering, and end of year giving, it's like we give not knowing what God will give in return. Right after then my daughter having surgery, and then finding that we didn't have to pay that bill, or the company that had let him go a few months prior then came back calling him. It's like, hey, Mario, we need you. We need you to work for us. And he was able to negotiate a good contract with them, and work hasn't stopped since. I mean, even through COVID, it took off even more. And God has definitely blessed us in many ways.
I think when we're tithing, it's consistent. But when you do the end year offering, that's where you got to come out of your comfort zone.
I've learned that in giving and trusting God in your giving, it changes the focus off of me and my needs. It focuses on others and the needs of others. And I think that's, as givers, that's what God asks for us, is to take care of others, to be a blessing to others. God blesses us so that we can bless others.